Never have I ever seen each other naked. Do you know, we have been doing this for over a month.
I say, can we get a hear, hear?
Hear,
Can we get a cheers?
Chin, chin, cheers!
Cheers!
Thank you so much if you have watched us from the very beginning, and if you're new to this episode, welcome.
Let's go open another bottle of prosecco.
Let's do this. It does suddenly
Pop.
pop. Oh, it actually did! That's the second time. That is the second time it has happened in the space of 2 weeks. I'm very proud. As I'm pouring this, I'm thinking back to when we first dreamt up Basic Bubbles, and we were actually in the Ritz Hotel in London, in central London, on Piccadilly.
Oh, God.
As you do. Now and again, we like to treat ourselves, don't
Absolutely.
we?
Payday hits, and you do the classic thing as a young person. You think you've got, oh, there's a nice little bit of cash in the bank.
Yeah.
And you don't really think with a budget. And then you think, oh, well, let's go to the Ritz because we can 100% afford that. Then 2 weeks later, you realise you've got 2 weeks left on 50 quid.
Yeah, but also, I think half our thinking was we couldn't go on a summer holiday this year
No.
because of Corona. And so we decided to splash out on the Ritz instead. Cheers.
Cheers, darling.
Cheers. So we did the whole afternoon tea thing, you know, the touristy thing, which wasn't very touristy because, of course, there's hardly any tourism in London at the moment. And we went to their secret garden, which did fabulous cocktails.
I have to say, it was stunning. Right, let's go on with this week's episode. Let's go.
We asked you guys on our Instagram, which is Basic Bubbles, never have I ever questions. It's the classic university drinking game. Essentially, someone asks a question which starts never have I ever, and then if you have done the thing, you have to take a drink.
We'll give an example. Never have I ever drunk prosecco. You see?
Never have I ever used somebody's toothbrush without asking.
Guilty.
That's actually disgusting.
It was with a partner of mine, and we were so comfortable with each other. Look, if I'm snogging the man's face off, then I can use his damn toothbrush.
Never have I ever fooled around with two people on the same night.
On the same night?
Yeah.
No. It's so not sound like such a lie. No, I haven't. Never have I ever kissed a celebrity. Not a celebrity, no.
Define celebrity.
Yeah, define celebrity. Define celebrity and then let us know.
Never have I ever let a dog lick your mouth.
Guilty.
We're both animal lovers.
Yeah, and you know what? People always have a bit of a funny thing about this because they're like, the dogs clean their hoo-has with their tongue and then they're kissing you. Look, I love dogs.
Never have I ever seen each other naked.
I can't see
No.
you see me fully naked.
No, I don't think, no, that's never happened. We shared a hotel room with a friend skiing, but we never saw each other naked. Never have I ever got a tattoo.
No, never really appealed to me, to be fair. I don't have something that is so important that I'd want on my skin.
No, I don't think I would either. I don't think, I'm one of those people that's never considered it, and I don't think I ever will.
I might do in the future, but just not currently.
Never have I ever skinny dipped.
Guilty. And that brings us to the end of Never Have I Ever.
So, a story that keeps coming up now and again is the controversial BBC licence fee and whether or not it is outdated or not.
Now, as young millennials, I spend quite a bit of my time on Netflix and other channels other than the BBC. Now, that is not to slam the BBC, that's just a fact. It's come to a point where we're in a very different place to where we were when the BBC got launched.
The problem with, I think, the BBC licence fee now is because when it was first formed, the idea of the BBC licence fee, we didn't have big streaming services.
No.
So we didn't have to pay at least $5.99 a month for Netflix.
No.
Or, 70 odd quid a year for Amazon Prime. So now it's like, is it really justified being forced to pay for BBC shows?
The fact that the BBC... Our
set's falling apart. Bear with me.
This is a really serious operation.
The top earners of the BBC have to have their salaries made public. The top earner, for example, for 2020 is Gary Lineker, the Match of the Day presenter, who is on at least £1.75 million, and that is after a pay cut. On the other hand, and this is where I really sympathise with the BBC, if they didn't pay their top stars this amount of money, they are very, very easily going to be poached by other broadcasters.
A lot of these stars do bring in the audiences attached to their name. However, the BBC also have to be responsible for the fact that they are charging people quite a bit of money. And when you're charging people in the midst of a pandemic where people are suffering financially, and then you have to publish this, it doesn't look very good, does it? It doesn't look very good.
It doesn't look good, but
No.
you miss something when it's gone. And I can guarantee you,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
they scrap a licence fee tomorrow, the BBC would fall immediately, and then you would miss it. What about the thousands of staff who are horrifically underpaid? For example, in 2017, 400 BBC employees earned less than 100th of the BBC's top paid stars' salary, which is, quite frankly, disgusting.
These stars are very, very lucky to be paid.
Sorry, there's a fly on me.
Sorry. Oh my god.
It's attacked me. I know. I obviously smell. Yeah, I'm good now.
Lots of people are waiting in line for these flagship shows.
That's why it's so good that people like Alex Scott are joining Question of Sports. Someone who is of a diverse background, but is also an incredibly talented sports presenter who is an expert in her field.
Yeah, she's expert.
And
She
will be incredible at the job.
played for England.
She did.
Like, let's just take out the fact that she's XYZ. She's played for England. She's well within her right to be presenting this programme. She's obviously extremely qualified. She's at the top of her game, was at the top of her game, is very good on camera, knows how to articulate a point, and quite frankly gives really good commentary.
Exactly.
I think she's a perfect fit for the programme. Sue Barker has been in that position and she's done a fantastic job, and she's so qualified and she's so great for that position. But how many TV presenters can say that they've been in that position for 30 years and haven't been replaced? I'd love to know. Personally, I think we should be given the choice. If we access any BBC channel or a reduced rate, so if we were to switch on the BBC News, it should be a reduced rate. For any extras, i.e. BBC iPlayer, if you want to get onto a digital service, you need to pay a fee for that. I would be happy to pay a fee for that.
I would be as well. Like you say, television, free view television should be free.
They need to engage a younger audience who haven't grown up with BBC being their, one of 5 or 4 channels on the telly.
The BBC has quite a big challenge, I would say, over the next decade or so before the next licence fee is renewed, to maybe get people back on side. But I think there is, despite everything, still a purpose of the BBC and
100%.
a purpose of the
I'm not saying get rid of
broadcaster.
the BBC.
We should not. I hate the phrase defund the BBC, because it doesn't deserve that. It has so many educational programmes. It has great television.
It has great Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
Great. I actually watched the BBC News myself. And again, I love BBC Three.
Everyone turns to BBC News in a crisis. Let us know your thoughts. Are you happy to pay the licence fee? Are you annoyed with paying the licence fee?
Is there anything that you dislike about the BBC? Let us know.
It is time for a little segment we like to call Sassy.
Or assertive.
When is it okay to say no? Or how do you let someone down gently?
It's okay to say no whenever you want to. The amount of times I've said no to, sorry Cameron, men, they don't stop when you say sorry, no. It should be okay, fair enough, I'll leave you alone.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I had a problem once where I was at a house party and I went with a group of people, and then you start mingling with other groups, and
As you do, as a social person.
And you start chatting to someone and you have a perfectly friendly conversation, and then they won't leave you alone. They kind of follow you around everywhere
You
in a
shouldn't
really
have to be
weird way.
harassed. You shouldn't have to be
And like,
harassed.
but also it's really kind of awkward because you don't want to point out the fact they're kind of following you around or joining every conversation you are joining. But it gets to the point where you're like, what are you doing? Anyway, this particular
You
person.
shouldn't have to be weirded out in a social situation.
You shouldn't have to be weirded
You
out.
shouldn't have to feel uncomfortable.
I think my problem was here, but I wasn't sassy, and I didn't say, "Do you mind not following
But
me?"
it's not being sassy, it's being assertive.
No, but it got
just
worse.
Like, stay away from me, you freak.
It became quite touchy-feely.
Never is it acceptable to be touchy-feely with somebody who's not consenting.
Who I just met.
This guy's talking to another girl, but he's like kind of giving me the eyes, etc. I, frankly, am not interested, not available. This other girl comes into the room and I'm having a really lovely chat with her. He comes over, I kid you not, puts his arm around me being like, "Hi darling, you okay?" And I was literally like, yeah, I'm fine, what's up? And he's like, "Aren't you going to introduce us to your new friend?"
So is it sassy or assertive to tell someone to back off?
Assertive and quite frankly right.
Well, thank you so much for watching this episode of Basic Bubbles. We'll be back same time next week, 7 o'clock on Sunday. Let us know your thoughts on anything.
Get your drinks ready.
Subscribe,
Have
get
a
your
good
drinks.
time. Have a nice one. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know either. See you next
Right.
week. Bye.
Bye.
Before we go, we just want to point out our wonderful friends at iHeart Wines who have gifted us these amazing bottles of prosecco. They are personalised prosecco with our faces on and the name Basic Bubbles, and you guys can get your own.
All you need to do is head over to the iHeart Wines website, get a picture that you like, whether you want it as a gift, whether you want it for yourself, whether you want it to get it through a local lockdown, and pop in the code BASICBUBBLES20 to get 20% off, and you could be enjoying a glass of bubbly just like us.
Tastes delicious.